Rosann, we've known each other for 3 decades.
Yes, a long time.
And you have been a professional counselor.
As you have been a professional counselor, how many people have we known in Hong Kong?
Yes, quite a lot.
So many different people.
And so many changes.
And that's why we want to think about women now and women then, and how women have changed over these years.
That must be very interesting.
Yes.
And it covered different generations.
Always.
Well, if they're interested in what we are talking about, how are they going to find us?
You're going to find us Tuesday night, 9 o'clock, PsychoAlchemy. We are women now and then.
See you there.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to our series. This is actually number 11. And if you've been with us for the first 10, you will know that we started out on identity.
Yes.
It's women now and then. Identity, our bodies, our relationships. We've talked a good deal about mothers
Yes.
and fathers and friends and the details of all of these. And then we switched into things.
Yes.
And how did we went to things and places?
Well, women have a lot of things. And all my girlfriends always complain, how come I have so much stuff at home? So last time we talked about we need to tidy it up.
That's right.
Yeah, so
That's
if
right.
the external is kind of messy, it will definitely affect you internally.
Oh, yeah.
Right. And
listen to the counselors speaking.
Well, last weekend I actually took a quick trip to China, to Shenzhen, which is like only 18 minutes away from Hong Kong. Now it's so close. Quick. And after doing all my work, I actually spent about 2 hours in a museum there.
Oh.
Yeah, I went there without knowing. I just need to take a break. No more
Right.
work. So I
Right.
went into that museum. They had an exhibition. It's actually all through China. Every year they have this. I don't know how to translate it. It's called a little bit older, younger group. Do you know that's how they describe it? The older, younger group. So they have this nationwide painting competition.
Painting.
Oil painting.
Ah.
And the painting was great.
Wow.
It's humongous size. It's not small portrait. It's more or less like museum sign of canvas, oil canvas painting. And there was about 100 entries, and some of them are really good. So they put it in a actually there are over thousands of entries. They finally exhibit about 100. So they are the really the best of the best, right? So I walked through it with my friend who has very little knowledge about art.
Yeah.
And I was looking at it and I really like it. I was impressed.
Yeah.
If the old, young, it should be around 30 something. These people's their skills and the way they look into the world is quite sophisticated. I would say I just went to Art Central, Art Basel, all these art things in Hong Kong few weeks ago, right? And I was very disappointed because these paintings were supposed to be so expensive, supposed to be from all over the world, but some of them I really think that is really I don't like it.
Didn't speak to you.
Didn't speak to me. It's like just a big piece of paint.
Yeah.
You put in a lot of oil canvas on your canvas. But that day when I went to that exhibition, there was over 100 paintings. I would say the majority of them have a heart.
Touched you.
Yeah, have a heart. Yeah, and they actually they have a theme. The theme was about how you make a living. You know, the everyday life of the people. And I was very impressed. But my friend said something that sort of resonant with our last episode. And she was just carelessly saying, I don't know, I feel the most of the paintings were quite depressing. I said, why? You know, there are people playing the Chinese instrument. There are people, doing the road construction. But then after she said that, I look from a different perspective.
Yes, and doesn't that happen? Go ahead, tell what happened.
Then I realized the reason why my friend felt a little bit depressing over these paintings was because even though they have such a big canvas and they are drawing someone working or someone just sitting there doing some very handicraft.
Oh.
But I think the overall is not soothing, not peaceful, because the environment was so packed with stuff. I showed one to my friend, and I said, do you mean that even this girl was so peaceful doing her art craft?
Yes.
But the background was so crowded with stuff.
Oh.
Unlike a lot of paintings from the Western world or even from the Japanese art, usually you see a very clean table.
Yes, that's right.
But in China, maybe most of the studio was so packed with stuff, they don't throw away stuff. They have, I'm not saying those are garbage, but they want to keep their stuff because material was so precious.
Yes.
So even you see this woman doing handicraft, you see a lot of old stuff, you see a lot of useless stuff, you see a lot of material all over the place. So even when you look at this woman looking so peaceful and so concentrate in doing her work, there is no harmony, no peace from the whole scene. So I was thinking, because we talk about cleaning up our mess. So the key is, if in our living environment, in our working environment, in place where we're supposed to relax, if we have too many things, so even though you try to acquire it, get into that state of peace, but the thing is, your environment actually are creating some vibration or maybe some energy that you don't really have this peacefulness within you. So I was thinking about it. As you know, I'm going to move in 2 months' time, right? So I need to get rid of maybe 1/3 of my stuff. As I was struggling, I said, oh, these are all good stuff, right? But then I remember, if I really want to have a more harmony, peaceful state of mind for the rest of my life, maybe the first thing I need to do is to get rid of some of the stuff that I really treasure, but actually is actually blocking a lot of my how do I say, my harmony, you know? So that's something I have noticed.
I'm hearing you. I'm asking you to try another way to look at the picture. A woman is involved in her craft. Her focus is the craft. Actually, because she can focus part of her brain, let's say the front of her brain, on this craft, she doesn't see a mess.
Yes, exactly. I understand. So because the mindfulness helped her to focus, and she actually attained this peace and harmony while she's doing her focusing.
But let's look at her cultural background and the setting. If you walk in there and say, oh, let me clean up this mess, you're offending her. That is her workspace. That's how she works. Those materials that you say might be garbage, she knows, oh, tomorrow's project or the next day I'm going to use some of those materials. And actually, while she's crafting this, she's looking at the colors involved in that. Now, your modern view or your alternative view says clear up so that you can focus on one thing. She might be very upset if you did that.
Oh, yeah. You cannot clean up other people's mess.
You cannot. Okay, one thing we agree on. People they come to a counselor, Dorothy, they do. You know, and they say, I have this, and I have this, and I have this, and I have this, and I have this. And one thing you say right off is, okay, something's got to go. We don't say all 5 things have to go. But we say to the client, you listed all of those things that are troubling you. And we really can't take care of all of them at once. So choose one that can leave your life. Which in today's topic is, you know, how do we resolve those feelings of not agreeing with other people maybe not agreeing with ourselves, that inner turmoil.
Yes, yes.
You describe a woman who, for that time and space, perhaps she earns money, perhaps she got told by her family she has to do this. Perhaps she's told you only have to do it for 4 hours a day.
Yeah.
We don't know the story.
Yes.
We only got a slice in time. But I do think about the things which churn inside of us. A little aggravation, a little upset, but they keep going on and on and on. Have you ever had the experience where girlfriends for a long time, now women have girlfriends since forever, but then a girlfriend seems to change her way of life. She is doing something that you think is not quite honest. Either with her job or the way she's treating a third person. So here the two of you have been friends.
Yes.
You see her doing something not very good, or treating an older person with no respect, or disciplining her child with too much anger.
Yes.
Now, here we are, the girlfriends. When do you say something to someone? How much do you understand of the setting and why that person is behaving the way she is? Do you say something? Do you not say something?
Well, actually, this is a good question. When you said that, I immediately have the picture of my mom pop up.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Well, my mom, as you know her pretty well, she's a very friendly lady.
Yes.
Right? She has quite a lot of friends, and her friends maybe almost 70 years of friendship.
Yes.
So when you said that, why I thought of my mom is that she, last night when I have dinner with her, she sort of mentioned to me one of her classmates, obviously it's like 70 years of friendship, right?
Wow.
Had been quite, I would say, not her usual self.
Yes.
Right? And she was struggling whether to tell her friend, you should not be doing this. And actually, I've been hearing this story for almost a year.
Yeah.
Right? And I said, your mom, auntie is so close to you. I call all her classmates aunties, right?
Yes.
I said, auntie has been very close to you, and you know each other for over 70 years, and she really know you're coming from, right? Even though you might say something, she might be a little bit upset at the beginning, but you have 70 years of friendship.
Yes.
And she was like, oh, no. Well, I don't want to ruin our relationship. But Mom, it's bothering you, right? So if it's bothering you, I think your facial expression will be shown while you two are around, right? Oh, no, I will keep quiet. But the thing is, it's not your usual self, right? Your usual self, you talk. Your being quiet is not right. No, it's too much a risk. Too much a risk.
In relationships,
we are old. I don't know. I don't think anybody want to hear other people to say something wrong with me. I said, Mom, you are such a good communicator. I don't think you will say something very mean to her. You have your way of saying, oh, I don't know. So when you said this just now, quite a big difference.
Yes.
Women then will really think about the consequence, how it will ruin the relationship, and also consider the age difference. I cannot represent all women of my age, but maybe I'm educated in the States, or maybe I'm a more Americanized than Chinese, right? Well, actually, when I see something is wrong with my friend, well, I learned the Western way is that, Rosann, is okay for me to say something. I will start with that kind, and then I will even say something like, maybe it will not make you feel very happy, right? So forgive me for being direct. So I'm gonna say it. So that's what I would say, and I think I've been doing this for quite some time.
Yes.
Right. But in the last weekend, when I was out in Shenzhen with my friend, who is not my style, and we were talking about these kind of things, and she's slightly younger than me, and she's also educated, right, very educated, but she's from UK, but not from US. She went to UK for her graduate schools, right? So she said, well, I don't think that's polite. Yeah, and I think, well, well, maybe we don't need to be so honest.
Yes.
It's really not necessary.
Yes.
And actually, I think she's telling me, who are you to tell me there's something wrong with me, right? But I don't know, maybe it's my American style.
No. You're right into this this knotted area of, is it Western or American and Asian or Chinese?
Or now or then.
Or now or then. It came to me when my mother-in-law came to live with us. A very woman, more than 20 years older than me, Asian woman. She did not complain to me, but to her son.
Ooh.
So I watched this happen, and I said to her Chinese son, my husband was Chinese, why doesn't your mother tell me?
Yeah.
And he said, what are you, crazy? She would never tell you.
Directly, yeah.
You have to learn the Asian third person. And I said, what are you talking about? And he said, sometimes it's better not to be so direct. You Americans can be so direct sometimes that an Asian person doesn't know whether to take you seriously or not. Because you're speaking loudly and you're speaking objectively and you're speaking like the person is a thing. You must remember, soften your thoughts. Talk to another person, an aunt, a cousin, someone my mother might respect, my mother might listen to, but don't talk to her directly. How can we live together? How can we have all of this cross-cultural, cross-generational?
Yeah.
Now, it still exists, Dorothy. It exists in Hong Kong. And Hong Kong is a modern international city.
Yes.
But all of us have to remember our setting. Remember the craft lady, and she's got all this stuff around her.
Yeah.
We have our relationships, and then we have all this stuff around. So when a difference comes up, you're trying to listen. Is it about me? Or is this person telling me because they want to tell someone else? Or is this person telling me because this person's telling me because they're trying to figure it out themselves? If you're smart enough and you've lived in international settings, it's not clear always. Is this about me? Or is this about someone else? Or is this friend trying to clarify something in her own mind? Now, girlfriend relationships get complicated.
Yeah.
But you've hit the real nub, direct or not direct. And that's what we got to keep talking about.
Yes.
How does that happen?
Yeah.
How does that happen?
Okay.
Yeah, very good point.
Okay.
I feel for the craftswoman.
Well, when we come back, we'll go more deep into this. When finally decided to talk, to share what's inside, how deep we can go, what kind of expectation. So, and when you mentioned when we listen, whether we listen to the surface level or we listen to the depth, what exactly is she trying to tell me? That's a lot of things to talk about.
A lot of things to talk about.
Yeah, see you later.
Dorothy 啲人咧成日話我哋九型人格嘅4號仔咧，就硬係咧好多愁善感，有分外多情嘅喎。你點睇呢一樣嘢？
咁就見仁見智嘅。不過比起其餘嗰8個 number 咧，我哋又真係好似好多時都被情所困咁樣，真係會令人會覺得我哋好多情嘅。
咁但係情又係乜嘢嘅一回事咧？
咁其實情好闊㗎，有對父母嘅情啦，對兄弟姊妹嘅情啦，友情啊咁。不過我諗最困擾我哋嘅就係啲痴情咯。同埋因為情而帶嚟嘅好多嘅傷痛。
咁啊，如果大家咧想知道我哋有幾咁多情咧，就留意我哋個節目啦。逢星期4晚夜晚10點正，練心堂濃本多情。
Well, we are back. Well, we end our last section talking about can we really communicate what's in our heart? As we mentioned before, women of my mother's age will kind of feel a little bit embarrassed, not the right thing, not proper to say exactly what's in our heart. Well, women of my age, I think, will be more willing to do it. But still, I sometimes can hit walls. Because different backgrounds, some people will say you are too direct, so blunt.
Yes.
Yeah, you don't need to tell exactly what you feel, what you think. You can keep it to yourself, right? So that's something I have to learn. But I remember on our way back from Shenzhen, well, we are decided to try the rapid train.
Oh,
because from Shenzhen to Hong Kong is only 15 minutes away. You can imagine, so much faster, right? So when I went to the ticket booth and there were people queuing up, and actually coming back to Hong Kong is the schedule was quite good. Every 15-20 minutes.
Oh wow, very good.
Very convenient. But still you need to get tickets because the tickets have your name. Oh, that's the different from MTR, right? They need to register your name and everything. So I need to bring my ID card, my friend's ID card. And when I as I was queuing up, I'm quite an observing person.
Yes.
I have noticed, wow, those people in front of me, even they decided to buy maybe 8 tickets. It take a long time because they have to put in the name and the ID card number.
Oh yeah.
So I was at that time was like 7:05. Our next train is 7:27. So I was observing. So there's no way we can get onto that one.
Yeah.
Because trust me, if it's the first time you try the rapid transit in China, remember you have to put in the walking time.
Yes.
It's such a big place. So I say, forget it. It's no way we can rush to that station, what's that called, that train. So I said, why don't we try the next one? Actually, the next one, the lady selling the tickets told me is 7:52, something like that, right? So it's about 45 minutes away. And I was thinking, we have enough time, but sure, we can wait at the waiting room. It's safe, and it's the first time for the both of us to try the rapid transit. So I don't want to take risks. But as I got the ticket and I start walking, my friend said, why don't we take the 7:27 one? I said, look, we don't have enough time. It's quite a long walk. Well, then she observed, there is a 7:42, and then there is a 7:48. And I was so angry. I keep quiet.
Yes.
Because I was walking. And why don't you take the other one? I said, look, I asked the lady who sold us the ticket, the next train to Hong Kong is 7:52. I don't know why she didn't tell me about there's a 7:42 or 7.
Yes.
I don't know. It's the first time. And she said, there's another one. Can't you see the booth? I was so angry. And I was like, I would suppress my anger, right? I think that's what Chinese women usually would do.
Yes.
As I walk, and she said, don't understand why. It's quite a close walk. It's not that far away. So finally, we reached the waiting area at 7:20. All right? And actually, the 7:27 already closed. You know what? It's not the time. They start taking your ticket 15 minutes ahead, and then they close the booth about 5 to 7 minutes before. So I said, see, right? We can't get in. But she still said there's a 7:42, and then and I sat down, and then I wait. I was thinking, okay, I'm the one who brought the tickets. I'm the one who queued up. You were the one that went to see the automatic ticket booth and you didn't get any information, right? I was the one queuing up for that lady to sell me the ticket. I was like, and then she said, oh, it's okay, love, we can wait. It's like, but it's not okay, right?
Wow.
So then I suddenly turned around, look at her and said, look, the reason I brought this one is because I asked the lady, what is the next one? And she said 7:52. That's why I buy that one. I have no idea there's a 7:40 something and there's a 7:40 something.
Oh, here comes the facts.
Right,
Yes,
and
yes,
then
yes.
second thing is, I have observed during our tour at the museum, actually you were walking quite slowly. I think you have hurt your feet a little bit in the few days before. You told me. I remember those information. So I was thinking, if we have to run to get our tram, it will hurt you. So I decided to choose a slower, a later tram. I think I have been very considerate. So would you stop nagging me? And she said, sorry, Lord.
Oh,
so I was like, okay, that's my sorry. So when we brought up our reason for doing certain things.
Yes.
So I think we need to explain to that person, I'm not stupid. If there's an earlier tram and we can make it, we'll definitely take that one. But I don't get that information. So I was thinking, actually the train was so empty, even though there are two of us, they didn't give us sitting together tickets. They want to give us more room. So each have 2 seats. And when we get on the train, my friend said, hey, why don't you sit with me? I said, no. I want some space. Actually, it's only 15 minutes. We're back to Hong Kong. Yes. So I was asking you, well, a lot of time women were being told, don't be so direct and maybe more polite. And as you said, your husband told you, you have to consider other things. So what do you think when you have a girlfriend, as you start at the beginning, have some issues, and you're being stupid, you shouldn't do that, and it's not right. What would be your best way to tell your friend,
Oh, depends on the issue, depends on the friend, depends on how long you knew them. But, okay, people who have known me for a long time know that I'm very happy spending time by myself reading.
Yes.
Studying, putting my lecture notes together. But a new friend will call me one day, how are you? Do you want to go for coffee? No, thank you very much. The next day calling, I called you yesterday. You were very busy yesterday. How about today or tomorrow? And I go, no. And she said, do you have a deadline? I see somebody picking. And I go, no, I don't have a deadline, but this is how I am. You need company. You need to stop spending so much time by yourself. Stop spending time reading. And I have to tell this new friend on the phone, thanks for caring about me.
Yes.
I'll be okay, but give me a week or 2. And she says, well, how can we be friends if you're not going to talk to me? And I am going to talk to you next week or the following week. And when we hung up the telephone, she was not happy. And I was thinking, well, what could I have said? She was trying to be kind. She was trying to take me out for this kind of food, that kind of food. I kept saying, no, just leave it. Just leave it. Now, there I am feeling, I'm not sure. And I don't know how she feels because we didn't see each other. We were on the phone. So now what can I do? I can forget about it. There's one saying, if you can't do anything about it, forget about it. Another thing, I could call her back and I don't want to have another conversation with her. I could write her a note. She would call me as soon as she got the note. I don't know what to do. So what did I do?
What did you do?
I called a friend who knows both of us. And I said, I don't know what to do. I think I hurt Dolly. She called me. She wanted me to do this. And she starts laughing. This friend starts laughing. Susan starts laughing. And she said, Dolly's like that all the time. So I said, I don't know. Should I call her back and apologize? She says, no. She's probably on the phone with somebody else right now. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
So in this case, when I didn't know what to do, and I thought of my actions, note, call, text, I called somebody else to get another opinion.
Okay.
So sometimes when our feelings are not settled, another opinion helps.
Yes.
But if problems are not just, you want to go and have coffee, but problems get more tight, more hurt.
Yes.
You really wonder. Well, what should I do? I have a girlfriend my age, who is not talking to her adult children.
Oh, wow.
And yet she's lonely because she wants to see her adult.
Sure.
So I have tried, here's what I have done. I have tried talking to her gently. I've tried writing a letter to her. I've said, in another conversation, what do you really want? I want those children to respect me. And I thought, ooh, a lot of anger there.
Yeah.
So the next time I talk to her, keep the communication going. That's what women do. Keep the communication going. I said, how about if I write to your children and say, your mom would really like to see you more often. Don't you dare. And so we have this wall of anger where I see the wall of anger. It's not directed to me. But what comes to me is, this child did not do that, this child did not do that, she's throwing the anger at me. So then the question is, do I want to receive so much not happy talk, garbage talk?
Yeah, you became the garbage can. You threw all her emotion to you.
Yes. So then, now it built up. Now what do I have? I have feelings inside of me is she's taking advantage of me. She's going to be angry no matter what I do. Do I cut off the relationship? So I went and asked 2 other girlfriends. We are women our age, have grown up children. And in some families it's quite common for people to be like this. And if anything, one girlfriend said to me, she's probably jealous of you because you have 3 children.
That's
so
what
I said,
have
what
in
do you
mind.
do if it's jealous? You know, but it's not fair. So one older woman who was 20 years older than me, 20 years old, so I'm not a young chick, she said, just leave it.
Just leave it,
Because sometimes that person's upset and you're upset. But you really have to know you can't do anything. But that's hard to live with.
Oh, definitely. Especially if we are really into relationship. You know, unless that didn't happen to you. You know, once it happened to us, we want to do something. Whether we want to say something, if it's something related to me, I want to apologize. If it's misunderstanding, we want to talk about it. It's like if you see her in help, especially you know underneath the anger is a lot of hurt and sadness.
So much.
Oh,
so.
Definitely. You just want to help, but then, well, because of her pride. So she just don't want you to help her. It's like very interesting. She's signaling you.
Yes.
Otherwise, you won't have that special need to help her. She is actually signaling you to help her. But the thing is, the moment you pop into the picture, it might remind her of some other thing. I also agree with your friend. There might be a little bit of not just jealousy. It's like how you can manage your relationship with your daughters so well, whereas she has is a total failure. You know, you might remind her of something she just cannot do it. So it's so, well, maybe you can do something different. Let me recommend.
Okay.
Maybe you can share with her some of the times when you feel frustrated. Your relationship with your children, right? So you are a little bit more like her instead of like you a little bit more superior because you can manage and you are trying to help her. So once you are a little bit like, oh, well, I feel very frustrated, I have this problem. So she will feel a little bit more comfortable with you. I don't know, maybe.
But what you're talking about is the essence of women's relationship and identity. Women are supposed to be able to get along with everybody.
Not true.
But we are supposed to communicate. We are supposed to sympathize. We are supposed to be aware of. So you must always be looking around at what's going on the social scene. To be a successful woman, you have to be aware of the social scene. To be a successful woman, you have to communicate. If you stop communicating, the other girls will go, oh, what's the matter with her? Then you have to choose to whom you will discuss something that's really sitting on your heart. And those are very caring friendships, because the trust has been built a long time, and you have enough signals that this person will tolerate listening to you.
Yes.
Right. And that's a big one.
And also we also need to have the antenna set up, right?
Yes.
Apart from just receiving, we also have to be a good communicator too. You know,
Yes.
how much to give and how much to receive. This is quite demanding. And in our counseling sections, I think you might have similar experience. That women walk in that both this ability, receiving and giving, slightly not working.
Yes, okay. We have that's
and
why she came to see you.
Exactly. And at that time, they really want me to fine tune their system,
Yes.
so that they can to listen to their spouse or listen to their children, or if want to give some comment, feedback to their children, to their spouse, it would be more effective.
Yes.
But you can. But when you said that, I felt a little bit sad, because people always see me as the one that they will go in to fine tune.
Yes.
But when I do have that kind of problem, I don't see who I can turn into except you, right? But a lot of the people I know are maybe less mature,
Yeah.
or maybe they don't have this listening capability. So even when I try to express certain thing to them, I don't think they have the ability to hear what is really underneath. Right, they can hear the surface
Yes,
message.
yes.
And I sometimes I think it's my fault, because I'm so good at listening to the depth. And when people fail to do that, I become quite impatient. So I decided not to talk about it anymore, because it's like, what's the point, right?
Yeah.
So maybe it's my pride that is affecting the communication.
It's true, but in formal counseling,
Yeah.
there are times when you must tell the client, look, and I would do it more directly. Look, we're not ready to settle this. It's spring. Why don't you give it a season? Come back and let's talk about it in the summer.
Yeah.
You just have to live 3 months or so with this issue.
Yeah.
Because sometimes it cannot be solved.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
True. And the thing is, well, actually, my style is a little bit
Yeah.
like you. I think I'm in no hurry to get things solved immediately. So when it's not ready, it's not ready. But
Yeah.
my style may be even more direct. I will just be say, come on, don't waste your time and money.
Oh.
But sometimes I will even say, actually, I'm much older than you. You are actually wasting my time.
Okay, next time we're coming back, we got to talk about the difficult problems.
Yes.
Dorothy 啊，啲人咧成日話我哋九型人格嘅4號仔咧，就硬係咧好多愁善咁，又分外多情嘅喎。你點睇呢一樣嘢？
咁就見仁見智嘅。不過比起其餘嗰8個 number 咧，我哋又真係好似好多時都被情所困咁樣，真係會令人會覺得我哋好多情嘅。
咁但係情又係乜嘢嘅一回事咧？
咁其實情好闊㗎，有對父母嘅情啦，對兄弟姊妹嘅情啦，友情啦咁。不過我諗最困擾我哋嘅就係啲痴情咯。同埋因為情而帶嚟嘅好多嘅傷痛。
咁啊，如果大家咧想知道我哋有幾咁多情咧，就留意我哋個節目啦。逢星期4晚夜晚10點正，練心堂濃本多情。
Hey, Dorothy, so we've been talking about when you disagree with your friends, when you disagree with your family, when do you talk, when do you not talk, who do you talk to? So we had forget about it, don't do anything. Confrontation, talk to them specifically.
Yes.
Talk to a third person is
Yes.
another way of handling it.
Yes.
But I want to go back to your example of the woman who was doing the craft. You saw in that painting one woman completely involved in whatever she was doing at that time.
Yes.
And you saw these things around her. We don't know her relationships. We don't know how she is with her girlfriends, sisters, mothers, aunties, or friends. We just know for that slice of time, there she is. But we both know when people are troubled emotionally, they're holding something in their hearts that is very difficult for them. Sometimes they try to forget about it. It doesn't work.
Didn't work.
Sometimes they think they've done confrontation, but that didn't come out right. They were thinking as they were talking.
Maybe
wasn't
make
so good.
things worse.
Yeah. Then they went to see a third person.
Yeah.
And the advice might be good, not good. So a lot of us are trying out one method, two methods, three methods. But we get to a point where who is the friend you can talk to? The problem is serious. The problem has great concern, but you've done all the things you know how to do. I know particularly when people find themselves with, they get told by a doctor, you have serious threat of heart attack. Well, suppose you hear that. And you think, well, can I forget about it? No, I can't forget about it. And this guy told me, he's 62 years old, he told me, I know I might die any moment. So I say, George, any of us might die any moment. You know, we're all in the process of, but he goes, do I tell my wife? Do I tell my kids? How do I do this? And I said, yeah, you have to do all of that.
Yes.
You have to do all of that. And then he said to me, do you think it's silly if I talk to God? And I said, no. I think if you're going to talk to anybody, you might as well talk to God.
Right.
Because a heart attack is something over which you really have no control. You can try to lose weight, George. You can try to exercise. You can eat the right food. But your doctor told you right now there are blockages and you need to be ready. So he said, how do I know if God will answer me? All right. George, I respect what you're saying, and you've been so responsible all of your life.
Yes.
You need some time to talk to God, and then you have to wait to hear some response. It's not a conversation on a telephone, but you're raising a really important point that sometimes there's no one on this earth who has knowledge or skill to help you, and yet you know you need help. Now I don't know if George was fully believing me, but he did need to know it's okay to seek out a higher power. Now I don't know, in your counseling, have you had some cases like this? Or you know, sometimes our friends tell you, I even talk to God and I'm not getting anywhere. Whoa, okay. Where do we want to start on that?
Well,
but the difficulties are within us.
Yes.
It's a feeling in the heart, or you say, my stomach, it's not in the brain. It's something in the body.
In the body.
That's not so good. And you can't dream up the solution because it's very difficult. George and his heart blockages, he'd seen the doctor. He knew his life might come to an ending sooner than he thought. That's a real issue.
Yeah.
As people pass 50,
Yeah.
you know, it can happen to anyone,
Anything
but
can
past
happen.
50, past 60, past 70, it's part of their everyday talk.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, talking to God, I got this question from him the next. He said, "Well, how do you talk to God?" Okay.
Hi, God.
Well, what does that mean? He said, I heard you, Rosann. Maybe there is some power beyond all of us. I said, yes. Some people believe in meditation. Some people feel when they're doing yoga, they feel something, this oneness with the earth. Some people might be swimming and feel it. You don't know exactly how to describe this sense of connection with some force, some strength, some awareness that is beyond human understanding right now.
Yeah. And that force is so supportive. Yeah. It can be anywhere. But the thing is, usually you can only achieve that or have that experience while you're alone. While you are in a big crowd, there's no way you have this serenity. So I will usually go to have a hiking, go to the close by hiking trail and spend maybe 2 hours there. And sometimes swimming it also helps because of the quietness under the water. But the thing is, as I told you earlier, sometimes when I have some stuff that really gets stuck inside of me and I cannot find anyone to help me up, I do pray.
Yes.
Yeah, I pray to God, and usually I will say to okay, dear God, that's how I started. At least when you call up someone, you have to say hi, Rosann, right? So at least you will say hi, God.
Yes,
it's me again, right? So I'll say, what have been bothering me these days, and I just sometimes I'm a good prayer.
Yes.
So I usually just tell God what has been happening these days. And I just say, you know what's good for me. So if you think it will be a good idea, you give me some signs, great. If you think no need, you will plan everything for me, I will just act accordingly. So I can do a little bit of surrendering when I pray to God. Because the moment I decided to pray to God, I think I already admit that this problem is beyond my capability.
And problems like that happen.
Oh, definitely. We need a bigger force.
Relationships especially.
Oh, yeah. And there's certain things, when you talk to a friend, they might not be able to help, and you might need to explain a lot. I think I have reached an age, sometimes I don't want to give so much details about what's going on.
Yes.
So, but talking to God, He knows everything, right? He's everywhere, right?
Yes.
So you don't need to give Him the history and what have been going on. He just push his button and He know exactly what's going on. So it's a much easier way for me.
Yes. There also is, in those moments, I find, an awareness like, I cannot be the only person on this planet who has ever faced this many entanglements. I'm stuck.
Yeah,
I really am stuck. And that admission to the self that you're stuck, or what you said, submit. The admission that, oh my gosh, it's tearing me apart. I don't want to be this way. But what can I do? We search out for answers from the ethers, somewhere looking at the clouds or at a sunset, something natural. And can this be happening? Can it be resolved? That communication with powers that is stronger than all human beings. The 30-year-olds might not understand this. And I'm not sure that the 50-year-olds will understand it either. But as one moves towards 60 and into the 70s, you have enough examples of how in earlier years people strive and have goals and have to accomplish.
Yes.
But
task oriented.
it's a different kind of feeling when a person is sitting with an emotional issue that they feel helpless. Then maybe the only thing works is to turn it over to a higher power.
Yeah. Acceptance, I think, is the key. And then surrender.
Well, there's all the 12-step programs.
Oh,
true. It happens. It happens. Well, we're talking that brings us to almost to lifetime issues.
Yes.
Lifetime concerns. I'm going to introduce the book early because I think it fits in here. This woman rowing north is written by a woman who's 71 years old, and she has a group of friends, and they row a boat on a river. So they've been doing it, their girlfriends, woman friends, for maybe 20 or 30 years.
Wow.
You talked about your mom and her long-term
classmates.
That's classmate. So when women have known each other that long, and some women are fortunate enough to have relationships, the cluster of girlfriends who come and go become very important. This one got married and moved off, but then she moved back. This one's thinking of divorcing her husband, but she's not sure. This one thinks she should start a second career, but really not sure of that. Then we have the woman who can't get along with her 2 children. And so looking at women rowing north, the woman of 70, and I can speak with some authority to this, the woman of 70 can look back and see stages in life rather than ages.
Stages rather than ages.
And is aware of what's happened to her friends over the decades. If you're lucky enough to be living past 60, oh, you are so lucky, because so much gets clarified in the 60s. And I truly enjoyed the experience of reading with Mary Piper. She picked out 7 women and she watched them over the decades. But they could be any women. You know, we all have girlfriends. She establishes the idea that we must look at how the person grows and then the culture in which they find themselves. Now, Dorothy, she's a scholar. Mary Piper's a scholar.
Yeah.
She talks about life in the United States. I tried to transpose that to international Hong Kong.
Okay.
Oh, so much more complicated.
Yeah.
Because very few of us, your mom has friends from her secondary school years.
Yeah.
But many of us don't, because in Hong Kong people move in and move out.
Yes. Yes.
And people who move in and move out, you don't know where they went to secondary school.
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't know how they learned their craft. The lady in the painting who you saw working like this, she could be a PhD student in archaeology, but she earns money doing this.
Yes,
We
yes.
don't know. So I have great respect for this particular volume on women and going through the ages. But then I put the book down and I think, how did I end up here in Hong Kong, where some of this applies, but the multicultural and multi-generational themes from this book don't work in Hong Kong.
Yeah.
Because I need my friends whose life perspective, whose setting is different from mine. But there's a glow to Hong Kong. I find it, and it is a glow of people who are different love talking to each other.
Yeah.
You know, we can be here this morning, an
Yeah.
American woman and a Chinese woman. You can have lunch with an Indian woman.
Yeah.
I could go have supper with a Japanese family, and we think that's common. In Hong Kong, it's a common thing to do.
A mix. Yeah.
A mix. And we're open to the mix. The women in this book all grew up and lived in the middle part of the United States.
Oh, I see.
They had many adventures.
Yes.
They traveled, but they have a common growing up years, common setting,
Yeah.
common outlook.
Yes.
You put together 7 women in Hong Kong, have no idea what you're going to find.
Well,
It's good.
Yeah, but
It's good.
what you said just now, I was thinking, it's so hard to maintain this kind of long-term relationship in Hong Kong.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
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 Sometimes when I read books from overseas, I always admire they have such a long-term relationship because they stay in the same place for such a long time,
Yes.
ever since they're in the kindergarten.
Yes.
But in Hong Kong, I have really a hard time trying to get all my old friends together. Somehow they move. Some go to UK, some to USA, some to Australia, some now move to China. And now we reach an age, retire. Some go back to to Taiwan. So I cannot even think, how can I maintain a long-term relationship? And maybe that's why when you have problems, you are so hard to get someone can go
Yes.
deep and talk to you about that.
Absolutely.
Yes, we can have lunch with a Japanese and then dinner with American. Tomorrow have maybe a breakfast with a Taiwanese. But these are all very, I'm not saying acquaintance, but not deep enough to share your real.
And that's what we need to help people find those. One of the reasons we're counselors, to help people figure out what they want to do with their lives.
Yes, yes.
And finding true friends with deep understanding is quite a challenge.
Oh, yeah.
Quite a challenge.
And the other day when I have this little accident at home, you know, the window broke and was midnight. I was thinking, I have this one friend who lived very close by and said, Dorothy, I'm the closest. I live closest to you. So no matter what happened to you, just give me a call and I will just drive over and help you out. On that day, she was the first woman I think of. But few months ago, I don't know what happened. Our relationship just,
yeah.
And it's like I felt just not right if
Yeah.
I'm to call her then. It's like I felt pretty sad because no matter what your friend promised you before things can change.
Yes.
Yeah. And when you show me this book on women rowing north and talk about this, have a relationship you can cherish up to the age of 70, I definitely feel so envy. I really hope that I can also have friends that have not 50 years of friendship. Maybe 20 years. I already feel very lucky.
Yes.
Right.
Yes,
So
that's true.
that's what I told my mom.
That's true.
You better talk to auntie.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
I really envy you. You have a friend for over 70 years.
Yeah.
If only I can keep a friend for 20 years, I'm very lucky. So, well, maybe that's the difference from women then and women now.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Friendships are key.
Yes.
And women are the communicators.
Yes.
Yes. Good
So,
session. This
good.
was a good talk.
So next time we're going to talk about maybe how women will do, how they will continue their relationship in a very competitive work environment.
Oh yeah, work. We got to get to work.
We got to get to
Next
work.
time is work.
Okay.
Next time is work.
All right. Bye-bye.